smells.
Yeah. See that? Turn the light on if you have to.
No, that's enough. Okay, that's enough. We don't have to show it pulled.
Venomous octopus, the blue ring octopus. Be very, very bloody careful here.
Well, that was absolutely terrifying. I'm so thankful we got off with a warning there. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
Most people picture fishing as calm, just water, patience, and maybe a lucky catch. But sometimes the water gives back more than you ever wanted to see. These aren't tall tales or fishermen's exaggerations. These are 6 shocking moments, all caught on camera, that reveal how fast a peaceful day outdoors can turn dark. Let's dive in.
See, those are the footsteps.
Look.
And blood.
I don't know if that's spray paint or blood. There's a dog bowl there. Doggy bowl.
No, but yeah, you're right. There's fresh prints.
Maybe they were out here with their dog or something, playing or something, but why is there blood? Maybe that's why they were running out of here. Their dog, something happened to their dog.
Maybe.
Away?
Do you smell that?
I don't know if it is a dog, but there's a dead animal in there.
Huh?
Well, don't touch it with your bare hand. What? You got blood on you, man.
Fine, there's water. Feel this.
Oh, fuck. It smells.
Yeah. See that? Turn the light on if you have to.
No, that's enough. Okay, that's enough. We don't have to show it pulled dog.
Man.
I'm not touching it. It's missing its head?
Yeah, I got blood. Why the fuck people need to do this shit? Why? I guarantee you it's the same 6 that killed that deer. They killed this dog. I don't
Why
know
the fuck
why.
would they
I
chop
don't
its
know
head
why.
off, though? Why the fuck would they chop off its head?
Why do people need to do this shit? Even if that was their dog and it was sick, bury it at least. Why cut off its head? You know?
They're just sick fucks, man. They're just sick. No normal person would just cut off the head of a dog.
Bro, look at the box. You can't get that on camera? Look what's near it. Look at the red f***ing water. There's more blood in that box. Are you kidding? I'm gonna get the magnet. Go get the magnet quick. Look, that's a metallic.
Oh my god. Look at all that blood. You actually think it's a head?
The day begins quiet, just 2 friends out on the ice with a magnet and a rope. They laugh about finding old lures, scrap metal, maybe a rusted knife if they're lucky. The lake is sealed under a sheet of white, their boots crunching as they trace the shoreline. It looks ordinary, until it doesn't. Footprints mark the snow ahead, clear and recent. At first, they shrug it off. But then the red shows up. A dot here, a smear there, the kind of stain that doesn't belong in a place like this. They pause, exchange looks, then keep moving because curiosity pulls harder than caution. A dog bowl half frozen in slush. Paw prints nearby. The idea forms fast. Maybe someone was out here with their pet. Maybe the animal got hurt. Maybe that's the answer. But the marks keep coming, darker, wetter, pooling near the entrance of a tunnel where black water still moves beneath the freeze. The smell hits first. Sharp, metallic, wrong. Half buried in drift is a bag. Heavy, sagging, wrapped in a way that suggests it was never meant to be opened. They hesitate. No one wants to be the first to confirm what they already fear. The magnet rope swings again, hitting something solid under the water. Not a bottle, not a pipe, a box. Thick, metallic. It fights the drag, and when it breaks the surface, the water around it shifts to a pale pink haze. A thin ribbon swirls away like the lake itself is trying to deny what just came up. They drop it onto the snow, and the sound it makes is too heavy for something harmless. The liquid leaking out confirms it. The smell is overpowering now. One stumbles back, gagging. The other just stares, his questions firing with no answers in sight. The pieces fit too neatly, the trail of prints, the blood, the bag, the box. This wasn't random trash left behind. It was staged. Someone wanted it hidden. Someone who thought the water would wash away the evidence. What's worse is the timeline. The tracks are crisp, not softened by drift. The smell is too sharp to be weeks old. This didn't happen long ago. Hours maybe, which means whoever left it could still be close, watching. The friends exchange nervous glances, the silence around them suddenly too thick, the tree line too dark. Every shadow looks like someone standing still. Every gust of wind sounds like breath. They've seen enough. No bravado, no heroics, just the heavy realization that this isn't a mystery they want to solve. They back away, leaving the shoreline to its secrets. Because sometimes fishing doesn't pull up creatures at all. Sometimes the water spits out what someone else worked hard to hide. And when that happens, the scariest part isn't what's in the box. It's knowing someone put it there on purpose.
For days, and it's time to get a feed. But to give myself an extra challenge, I'm actually after a venomous species of fish, using my bare hands to catch it. No, Strider. Stay there. I got you. Go, go, Strider, go! Go. Good girl. Box it in. Box it in. Ooh. This could be lunch. Where'd it go, Strider? Where is he? Ah, he bit me! Right in front of me. Under this little pebble. I'm pretty sure. Is the world's deadliest, most venomous octopus, the blue ring octopus. I'll be very, very bloody careful here. One bite. Let's see, in this angle, that's not going to work because I need to cruise around here so I can see what I am doing. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. Hi mate, my name's Brody. It is absolutely lovely to meet you. Hi. Hi. Wow. Oh, please don't go that way.
Right now that he was not friendly.
Oh, I wasn't looking. I was looking the other way and he full got me. Oh, that's really bad. He was so fast! I deserve that! I'm not mad at him!
Some people fish to relax. Others push themselves to the edge just to see how far they can go. For Brody, every trip is an adventure, every catch a challenge. He spends his days exploring remote islands off Australia's coast, documenting survival tricks and daring encounters with creatures most people wouldn't even go near. On this trip, he decided the easy catch wasn't enough. He went looking for something far more dangerous, using only his bare hands. Beneath a pebble, bright rings flashed in the shallows. A blue-ringed octopus, one of the deadliest animals in the ocean, tiny but carrying venom that can stop a person's breathing in minutes. Brody crouched low, narrating every move as if joking with the creature itself. Careful, too close. One bite, and it could be over. The octopus slid between rocks, its neon circles glowing like a warning sign. He tried to corral it, but every motion risked disaster. This wasn't fishing anymore. This was playing with something that could end him in seconds. The next day, he found what looked harmless by comparison. A pufferfish stranded in the sand. Out of instinct, he scooped it up to return it to the water. But the rescue turned into a nightmare. The fish clamped down on his finger so fast he barely registered it until the pain exploded. It didn't just nick him, it cut deep, nearly down to the bone. Blood poured, soaking the sand. His breathing quickened. The camera caught the shock on his face as reality set in. This wasn't a scratch he could shrug off. He called his father in panic, voice shaky, admitting his hand was shredded and he couldn't stop the bleeding. Every second mattered. He drove himself toward help, unsure if he'd even make it without blacking out. Doctors later confirmed how close he came to losing the finger entirely. Stitches, surgery, weeks of recovery. Proof that one wrong move in the wild can change everything. Fans praised his bravery, but others questioned if chasing the perfect shot was worth nearly losing his hand. Because out here, it's not always the predator you fear that gets you. Sometimes it's the creature you thought you were saving.
Yeah, I arrived just as Ben was being dragged out of the water. Yeah, pretty frantic scenes. Pretty heroic by the guys that actually stayed in the water to grab him. And a few guys were on the beach that actually did paddle out to help.
The afternoon light was golden at a surf break just south of Perth. Waves rolled in steady, surfers paddled out, and everything looked peaceful. Among them was 29-year-old Ben Garing, careful, experienced, never reckless. Friends said he always paid attention to shark warnings. That day, no one expected the calm to break. Around 4 p.m., the water exploded. Something massive surged from below, striking with terrifying force. Nearby surfers rushed toward the commotion, dragging Ben onto a board and racing for shore. Onlookers shouted from the beach as chaos rippled through what had moments earlier been a perfect day. Paramedics met them on the sand, fighting to stabilize him. He was rushed first to a local hospital, then airlifted to Perth. For 3 days, doctors worked against time. His fiancée, Jasmine, stayed at his side. Just days earlier, he had found out he was going to be a father. The news spread fast. Surfers held vigils at the break, flowers floating in the water, boards resting silently beyond the waves. Ben wasn't remembered as a statistic. He was remembered as a friend, a partner, a soon-to-be father. The ocean had taken someone deeply loved. Authorities responded by deploying drumlines. Days later, they captured a 4-meter great white, calling it a hazard. The decision stirred controversy. Was this truly the same shark? Or was the capture just to calm fear? Science and emotion clashed, but for Ben's family, the loss was already permanent. This encounter shows how quickly beauty can turn brutal. One moment the sea feels endless and free, the next it reminds you it's never truly safe. For those who returned to the water, every ripple carried his memory, and the question of whether the waves are worth the risk.
There we go. Yeah. Smallmouth on the fly. Look at that. Yep, scream on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey! Get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of here! It pinned its ears back. It's about to charge. Okay, let's go this way. Get out of here! Go! Okay, let's get up on this hill right here. Yeah, it's got its ears pinned. Yeah. Just went through stinging nettle. Well guys, we just had quite the scary experience. We're up on the hillside right now. Callie came around the corner and there was a baby moose like right next to her. And she came running back and that big moose chased her. You can see her down there shaking. So we were in the trees and we were like, what, 5 yards from it? And it started coming towards us and pinned its ears down, and so we yelled.
The morning was perfect. DT Fishing and his partner carried their rods downstream, the sound of rushing water mixing with easy conversation. The day was about bass, clear skies, steady casts, and the thrill of a tug on the line. The kind of fishing trip that feels ordinary, even routine. But in the wilderness, routine can vanish fast. Through the brush, branches cracked. At first, it didn't register, probably just wind. Maybe a deer. But then the camera caught it, a calf stepping hesitantly out from the tree line. Small, lanky, almost clumsy. For a moment, the mood shifted soft. Cute, they said, smiling at the sight. That's when the atmosphere flipped. The mother emerged, a towering moose, dark coat bristling, ears pinned flat. Her body language wasn't a mystery, it was a warning. The calf wasn't alone, and now neither were they. The air grew sharp with panic. Their voices turned from playful to urgent, yelling into the trees, "Get out of here!" But the moose didn't flinch. It advanced, steady, unblinking, closing the space one deliberate step at a time. The creek, once inviting, suddenly felt like a trap. Brush thick on one side, water on the other. No clear exit but up. Heart pounding, they scrambled uphill, boots slipping in mud, the camera jolting as they climbed. Behind them, the moose pushed closer, ears back, head low, the kind of stance that means a charge isn't a bluff. For nearly 100 yards it followed. Every few steps they turned, shouting, trying to hold it back with noise. But noise means little to half a ton of muscle and instinct. The animal wasn't chasing. It was escorting them out, making sure they knew they weren't welcome. Finally, distance grew. The moose slowed, its calf safe at its side. Only then did it stop, watching as the two anglers, breathless and shaking, backed further uphill. The silence that followed was heavy. Nervous laughter slipped out, the kind people used to hide how close disaster really came. A moment earlier, they were joking about bass. Now they were replaying the sound of branches breaking and the sight of a massive animal ready to crush anything that threatened its young. Most people think of predators when they picture danger in the wild, bears, mountain lions, wolves. But moose injure more people every year than all of them. One wrong step near a calf and you're no longer the top of the food chain, you're just an intruder. That day, DT Fishing and his partner escaped without a scratch. But the video proves how fast a peaceful creek can turn hostile. 1 second you're casting for base. The next, you're sprinting uphill, praying the earth doesn't give way beneath your feet. And if the moose hadn't stopped, that peaceful fishing trip could have ended very differently.
Spot number 1 today, guys. We are on the Yellowstone River here in Yellowstone National Park. I know you guys know a lot about the flooding that went on here. Water levels have dropped perfect levels, and these fish seem to be pretty happy from what I've been hearing. So I decided why not to come out here, try the stealth camp, and see what we can do and find some fish today. So just show you guys the whole Yellowstone National Park. So I'm not a great cook, and honestly, that doesn't really sound great, but I'm sure someone knows how to make it great. So anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get back to the truck. Well, guys, I have been hanging out just for the last little bit here. It just got dark here, so I decided to hop in the back of the truck now, as I was getting pretty terrified with the grizzlies and all that good stuff, guys. Fingers crossed nothing happens in the rest of the night. No life is on it. I do. I'll have to get my wallet, man. Okay. Yeah, man, just actually at the Boise. Just doing some camping. Like, no, it's big one, man. Well, that was absolutely terrifying. I'm so thankful we got off with a warning there. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Do I recommend stealth camping Yellowstone? Absolutely not.
Grant wasn't new to the outdoors. Fishing, hiking, camping. He thrived on it. On this trip, he chose Yellowstone National Park, combining a day on the river with a night of stealth camping. The sun was low. Water levels were back to normal after weeks of flooding, and the fish were biting. Everything felt calm, even perfect. But there was no official campsite left. That meant pulling off onto a hidden dirt road, parking far from the main trail, and settling in where no one was supposed to be. Alone, exposed, and not entirely comfortable, but he pushed through. As night fell, the atmosphere shifted. He filmed himself eating berries, joking about grizzlies, trying to make light of the creeping unease. Darkness pressed closer, every sound in the trees magnified. For hours, nothing stirred. Then just past midnight, headlights cut across the van, tires crunched on gravel. A vehicle slowed, circled, and stopped. This wasn't a fellow camper, it wasn't someone lost. A park ranger stepped out. Flashlight in hand, voice steady, he asked for ID and reminded Grant of the rules. Stealth camping wasn't allowed here, and he needed to move immediately. The moment wasn't violent, but it was unnerving. Being caught in the middle of nowhere, cornered in the dark, and knowing how easily things could go differently, it all weighed heavier than the warning itself. Grant packed up in silence, the perfect day now shadowed by tension.
Another one. Oh, that's a big largemouth.
Can I call it by you?
Yeah, for sure, bro. Not a huge one, but it's a nice bass. Came on hooked by himself.
A GoPro? You YouTube?
Yeah,
What's your YouTube channel so I can watch you?
this is what I'm using. You can have one if you want.
Oh, I got one just like that. Look. I got this right here. Is that too big or is it the same size?
It's about the same size.
Yeah.
You want one of these?
Yeah, I'll take one.
You can have this one too if you want it. It's the one that's
I'll
working.
let you keep that one.
Of course, man. Have a good
Nice
one.
meeting you, bro. I'm gonna subscribe to you. I'm gonna log into my YouTube tonight.
Man, appreciate it, man.
Nicholas Paparo set out like he always does, camera rolling, rod in hand, chasing largemouth bass for his YouTube channel. The day looked ordinary, blue skies, calm water, and a steady rhythm of cast and reel. His GoPro caught the moment he hooked a healthy fish, released it back, and smiled into the lens. It should have been just another upload. just another quiet victory on the water. Then the stranger appeared. At first, nothing seemed off. A man walked along the shoreline, casual, curious, striking up conversation about fishing. He asked about the camera, noticed the GoPro, then asked directly, "You on YouTube?" Nicholas nodded, explaining his channel. The exchange felt harmless. Fishermen trade tips all the time. But this conversation shifted quickly. The stranger wasn't just interested in rods or lures. He knew Nicholas's content. He started referencing past videos, details only a viewer would recognize. Nicholas offered a lure, a friendly gesture. The man accepted, then offered one back, as if to prove he belonged there too. But the questions kept circling, not about the creek or the fish, but about Nicholas himself, his channel, his online presence. The tone stayed polite, but beneath the surface was something harder to pin down. In the isolation of the creek, even small talk felt heavier. The man now knew his name, his face, and most importantly, his fishing spot. Eventually, the stranger walked off, promising to subscribe, leaving the encounter on a seemingly friendly note. But the camera caught the unease that lingered. Nicholas wasn't just a fisherman anymore. He was a creator with an audience, and that meant the line between privacy and exposure had blurred. Fishing alone already carries risks. Rivers, weather, wildlife. But this was different. This was a reminder that sometimes the unsettling part of being outdoors isn't nature at all. It's who decides to step out of the trees and into your space. The fish went back into the water. The stranger disappeared into the evening, and Nicholas was left with a chilling question. Was it just chance? Or was someone following more closely than he realized?